Hi there, everyone, and welcome to CPC's online devotional for Wednesday, March 31. Hard to believe it's the end of March, isn't it? I hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in for today's devotional. As you can see in front of me here, I have 5 candles, and I want to use those today in connection with a grief ritual that has been shared with me. It was written by a woman named Molly Hicks and was distributed among a number of hospice organizations. My wife Jennifer is affiliated with hospice through her work as a massage therapist for hospice, and so she received this written grief ritual online recently and shared it with me, and I think it's very, very good, so I want to share it with you today as our devotional for today. It begins by acknowledging that we have, of course, been with COVID now a little over a year, and in our country alone there has been well over 500,000 deaths. And if we were together, we might be able to share a grief ritual, but as it is, since we can't be together in person, we'll have this modified version of a grief ritual involving these 5 candles. So we'll work our way through it one candle at a time and what that candle can represent for us. We light this first candle to represent our past. We could not have conceived of how profoundly our lives would be affected by this virus. Our grief is complex, and we mourn for the ways in which life has changed. We light this second candle in honor and memory of the millions of people worldwide who have died from COVID-19. It feels impossible to comprehend such a number. These may be people whom we have known and loved deeply. We may have provided care for them as they took their final breaths, or we may have only heard about them on the news, their names and images leaving lasting impressions. Each of these human beings were and are important. They will live on in our collective memory. We light this third candle to honor every person who has cared for members of the human family during this crisis. We hold close the healthcare workers on the front lines of hospitals, nursing homes, and home care who are diligent and compassionate in the midst of suffering and have been changed by what they have witnessed. We hold close all those whose caring for emotional needs, who provide space for people to express themselves. We hold close all those people whose work ensures that we are fed and clothed. We hold close those who address the needs of our facilities, infrastructure, and transportation. We hold close teachers, parents, and other educators who share knowledge and model humility. We hold close our children who are bravely navigating this new world. We hold close spiritual leaders who offer solace as we explore questions that seem to have no answers. We light this fourth candle in support of all those who are grieving, including ourselves. We may be grieving for loved ones who died from COVID or from other causes during this pandemic. We may feel the pain of not being by their side as they died and having to miss or postpone important rituals like memorial services. We may know or be one of those who have recovered from the virus but are struggling with its lingering effects. We may feel a sense of collective loss that is difficult to describe, one that intersects with other losses. Our grief is valid. These 4 candles together also represent the 4 seasons of the year. The days, weeks, and months that we have endured may have passed by in a blur as we faced the crises around us and felt the ache of isolation. Even so, we may also be able to remember moments when we connected with the natural world in new ways and observed our surroundings with fresh eyes. We light a 5th candle to represent our future. We join together in hope for the health and well-being of the world, for new life, for equity and justice, and for clarity. We long for strengthened relationships with the people around us, and we will help each other maintain connections with those who have died. We will make space for ourselves to remember, to breathe, and to rest during this year and in the years to come. As we continue to slowly and gingerly crawl our way out from under the rock of this pandemic, we take this time to pause and to fully acknowledge the weight of our grief. I hope that this little ritual has been meaningful to you. I hope that God will touch you in all the places where you need to feel God's love this day and in the days ahead. Thanks for tuning in. I look forward to the next time we're together. I do need to let you know that next week I will be away on study leave, so I will not be having a Wednesday devotional next Wednesday, April 7, but we'll pick up again the following week, Wednesday, April 14, with our next Wednesday devotional. Until then, God's peace and God's blessings be with you all. Goodbye.